The mistake is that you are trying to scale beyond the 3K, 5K, 8K month range, but your sales calls are not converting. And let me know in the comment section, have you ever gotten on a consultation call, on a sales call, and you thought, oh my God, wow, this conversation was great. The lead was engaging, they were taking notes, you were taking notes, and they told you how powerful your content is and why they actually booked the call. And you had this feeling from the beginning that you're going to close this client and you're going to change their lives, and they are saying things like, this is what I actually like, this is what I needed, I got so much clarity, thank you so much. And then, right, and then at the end, when you are presenting the plan, you are telling the price, you are saying it is a 3K offer, 5K offer, you are hearing the objections, I need to think about it. You are hearing, I need to talk to my husband, or you are even hearing, this is so much price, like this is too much, I will get back to you. And then you are getting ghosted, right? Let me know if you ever got ghosted before, like you never hear back from them. If you have ever experienced that, this episode is for you, because chances are that your problem is not the price. So it doesn't mean that the price is too high and people are not buying now. People are still buying 20K offers, 50K offers. The problem is also not your offer. The problem is also not that the leads cannot afford it. The challenge that you're having right now is that you accidentally turning your sales calls into free therapy sessions, into free coaching sessions. So I want to specifically talk to you if you are a woman of color coach and expert, because many of us, we were growing up and being taught that we need to be helpful. We need to be humble. We need to work hard. We need to give more than what people are expecting from us, right? We need to continue to prove ourselves over and over and over again, right? Or maybe you hear this like, you have to earn your place. Work hard until you are earning a place on the table. Now, when you are getting on a sales call, we feel like from minute one, that we have to prove our value, that we have to prove our expertise, that we know what we are talking about, and we have to have hundreds of receipts in order to showcase the lead that we can actually get them the results. Let me know in the comment section if you actually feel resonated with that. Because what is happening with your sales call is that you're spending without knowing, okay? You don't know that you're doing this, is that you are 45 minutes, you are actually coaching the lead on a sales call. You are solving the problem, you are brainstorming with them, you are teaching them, you are giving them the strategy. And at the end of the call, no wonder that the lead has this feeling like, okay, I've got everything. Why should I pay 5K, 3K, whatever your price is, in order to get the solution? You literally hand them over the solution on a sales call, because you have done everything on the sales call except selling. You don't know how to keep selling on a sales call. Because the hard truth is that people don't buy because you are giving them the coaching on a sales call. You have this feeling like, okay, when I coach them on a call, when I coach them in the sales call, they will eventually buy. But people don't buy because you are giving them information. People also don't buy because you are coaching them on a sales call. People are buying because they trust you that you will guide them through the transformation. And when is a transformation happening? When someone is feeling challenged. So currently, your sales call is not challenging anyone. It's not challenging you. It's not challenging you because you need to have uncomfortable conversation with the lead. And it's not actually challenging the lead because you are uncomfortable to make the lead uncomfortable. So let's talk about what is actually happening, because most women of color coaches, they think my lead needs more information. But that is not true. Okay, your lead already know everything. They have ChatGPT now. They have free resources like YouTube and Google and whatever. They have Claude. They have so much free information. They don't need more information. Actually, your lead is currently over consuming and overloaded with so much information that they don't know what actions they need to take in order to get the profitable, sustainable transformation, right? They already know that they have a problem. They already know that they want a solution. What they are looking for when they are booking a sales call with you is certainty, certainty that they will get the result, certainty that you and their values are matching. And certainty doesn't come from tips, it comes from leadership. And leadership comes from having uncomfortable conversations. So when you spend the entire 60-minute sales call coaching the lead unintentionally, you are accidentally communicating that the lead can figure it out on themselves. That is what you are communicating right now when you are coaching the lead on a call. You are telling them, hey, this is what you need to do. You can do it on your own. Goodbye. And now you are wondering why they are not buying. This is why they are not buying. They didn't feel challenged enough to make a decision. They didn't feel like they have to do this with you. You gave them the information and the feeling that they can do it on their own because you have given them a bunch of things to go and implement on their own. Now they are leaving a sales call with homeworks. And what I want to tell you right now is that keep that for your coaching, right? Have this in mind. A sales call is about helping the lead to make a decision. It is a yes or no. And that's why so many smart and qualified leads are saying to you, I would try this on my own first. Let me implement what you have shared. Or they are telling you, I will come back later. But actually, they are ghosting you because they don't want to pay 3K because you already gave them the information on the sales call. So the later never comes. So in this case, not only did you a disservice for your own business and you lost a qualified lead, but you also did a disservice for the client. You didn't actually help them to get the transformation. Giving information is not helping. A lot of people are having access to information, but the question is, are they actually implementing? Do they get the result? Do they actually experience the transformation they are desiring for years? So one of the biggest mindset shifts I had to make was this, that the purpose of sales call is not to coach. The purpose of a sales call is to help someone to make a decision. That's it. And a decision is a yes or a no. It's not always getting a yes. It's to see, are we actually aligned? Are you aligned with the client as well? You don't want to work with everyone because not all money is good money. You have to decide as well. Not only the lead, you as the coach have to decide, does this lead fit in the curated community I have created for my group offer? So a sales call, right? You are not there to solve the problem in 60 minutes. You are there to diagnose the problem. And that's the huge difference. Think about like a doctor, right? Imagine going to a specialist, right? They don't perform the entire surgery during the first consultation. They are diagnosing in the first conversation. They explain it to you, they recommend, and then they are inviting you into the treatment. And that is exactly how a sales call should work. Your job on a sales call is to understand where they are, understand where they want to go, identify what is keeping them stuck, and show them the gap. Show them the gap and show them if you don't solve the gap, you're going to actually add more costs. And then you are presenting the solution and you are helping them to make a decision, because a specialist doctor, he's not forcing you to get a yes. He is recommending you whether it's a yes or no. And that is the exact framework you should implement on your sales call as well. And I know it is hard for women of color coaches. One of my clients, when she joined Leverage 20, she had to deal with this core identity over and over again, because she had this feeling that when she's not coaching someone on a sales call, when she's not giving a lot of information, she had this feeling she's not helping someone. She had this feeling she's not doing a great job as a coach, and which is why she always lost the lead. She had so many leads coming in. And now she was thinking, oh, maybe I should actually run ads. Maybe I should do master classes and free webinars. No. The coaching I gave to this client was, instead of running after and chasing more leads, let's get better with conversion. The reason why you are losing the leads is because you don't want to make someone else uncomfortable. You don't want to help them to make a decision, because making a decision is tied to feeling uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to say yes, it is uncomfortable to say no. But that is the job of being a leader for your community and for your clients. And this is where I think many women of color coaches struggle. And this is why you also invested in coachings before and you have the sales called script, but you are not implementing it because you don't know what is underlying, what is going on, right? Because selling can feel uncomfortable. And that's why you have the strategy and you are not implementing it, because you are in a community where people don't understand what you are going through as a woman of color coach and industry expert. You don't want to sound pushy. You don't want to sound aggressive. You don't want people to think that you are only interested in money. So that's why you are hiding behind coaching on a sales call. That's why you are hiding behind teaching on a sales call. That's why you are hiding behind helping on a sales call, even though you know a sales call is to help someone to make a decision. But helping feels safe for you right now. And leadership requires from you a different skill set. Leadership requires a different skill set. Leadership means that you are willing to hold the space for someone to make a decision, even when it is uncomfortable, even when they feel nervous, even when there are a space where no one is talking, even when they start to bringing up objections. But that doesn't make you pushy. That actually makes you professional. And this is the mindset shift I want to give to you with this episode, is that it requires from you a skill set that you don't have yet. The client I told you before, now she has this skill set. She knows how to actually close more sales calls. She knows how to qualify the lead better and to decide, is this lead actually a good fit for my program? She now knows how to have a sales call even when it is uncomfortable in the moment. She actually has now the tool, the objection chess game, to know how to handle objections back to back without feeling pushy, without overthinking, without spiraling because she makes objection about herself and about her self-worth. So instead of asking, how can I give them enough value to buy? Okay. As a woman of color coach, it is so easy to spiral around, am I giving enough value? Am I valuable enough to charge high ticket? Instead of asking that question, ask yourself, how can I help the lead to see why they are stuck? How can I help them to see why they are stuck and what the cost of staying stuck continues to bring to them? Instead of solving the problem on a 60-minute sales call, diagnose the problem, go deep. Not only the surface level problem, go deep, figure out on the 60-minute sales call what the root causes are. So instead of giving them the whole roadmap, a step by step, this is how to do it, help them to understand why they haven't been able to create the result on their own. Instead of proving yourself that you are valuable, that you know enough, that you have all the tools, instead of proving that on a sales call, lead them. And this requires a different skill set. This is why you are booking a sales call and you are not closing them. This is why you are stuck at that 3 to 5K month mark. Just imagine, instead of chasing new leads, the leads who are already booking a call, how about you close 80% of them How about now, let's say it is 40% conversion rate, you're increasing it to 70 to 80% conversion rate. That's when you stop chasing leads. That's when you start converting better. And that needs a different skill set. Because high ticket buyers don't need another free strategy. They don't need free coaching sessions. They don't need that. They are actually very smart people who just need someone to lead them to make a decision. They need someone they trust to help them to implement over and over again. Can you be that leader to them? So every time you overcoach on a sales call, you drain your energy. No wonder that you don't want to do sales calls anymore. But I can tell you that you didn't have earned the right and the privilege to stop doing sales calls right now. Because sales calls are a great data to collect when it comes to refining your messaging, when it comes to qualifying the lead better before. It is giving you data. You create confusion when you overcoach every time on a sales call. And confused buyers, what are they? They don't buy. You delay decisions, right? Because you don't want to make someone else uncomfortable. Now you are sitting on your seat feeling uncomfortable that you didn't close the lead, that you didn't impact another people's life. And you reinforce every time the belief that they can solve this problem on their own instead of hiring help and do it faster and do it more on a sustainable way. And then you sit on your laptop or sit on your desk and you are wondering why your calendar is full, booked with lots of sales calls, but your bank account is not growing. Your bank account is not reflecting back what you want to see. And this is one of the biggest reasons why women of color coaches are staying stuck at 3K, 5K, 8K months mark. You are working hard, you are talking to people every single day, you are doing consultation calls, sales calls, but you are not converting. It's not that the leads are bad, it's that your conversion rate is not good enough, right? So you have to stop coaching people on a sales call when they actually are coming to get lead by you. So if this episode resonated with you, I want you to ask yourself, how many consultation calls, sales calls have you turned into free therapy sessions? How many times have you over explained your value instead of leading the call? How many times have you tried to earn the sale instead of confidently inviting someone into the transformation? Because that one simple shift can completely change your conversions in the next week. So if you're a woman of color coach, you are an industry expert, you are a therapist, and you're currently stuck between that 3 to 8K month mark, and you know your sales calls need work, you know you need to refine it, you know you need to evaluate, and you need feedback, DM me the word clients. I will show you how to create content that pre-sells your offer, that leads to booking sales calls with confidence, and how to convert those sales calls and get those people into your paid coaching offers without overworking, without feeling pushy when it comes to sales.